Alrighty guys, we're back for some Jund Midrange, and this is a Brothers War Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? A ton of removal packed in. We got 3 cutdowns, 2 March of the Wretched Sorrow, 2 Go for the Throats, 2 Tear Asunders, and I'm counting Bloodtithe Harvester as removal, as well as Skyfisher Spider. This is a 4-mana 3/3 with Reach, Rock, and Golgari colors up there. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. Okay, and when it dies, you may gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard. If you do, exile Skyfisher Spider from your graveyard. A pretty solid creature that we don't get to see too often, huh? So every creature in this deck either has a die ability or has an enters the battlefield ability. So that's going to work wonders with Jaxis the Troublemaker, one of my favorite red cards in Standard right now that I just don't get to play that much with, unfortunately. So 4 mana, 2/3. A legendary creature, that's why we're only rocking 3 of them. But you're going to be blitzing this out more often than playing it out, but either way, 3 is going to be good. So the blitz cost is 1 and a red, and then you can pay a red and tap it, discard a card, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste, and when this creature dies, draw a card, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, activate only as a sorcery. So Jaxis is sweet. Paired with something like the Skyfisher Spider, for example, if you're blitzing this on out, copying the spider, you can go ahead and sacrifice that Jaxis that you just blitzed out and then use that new spider's ability to destroy a non-land permanent. That is pretty gross, guys, huh? Now, obviously, we have Fable of the Mirror Breaker in here as well, all 4 of them, because Reflection of Kiki-Jiki is going to be absolutely disgusting in this one. We already know how gross it is to copy like Harvester, but everything else being copied in this deck with Reflection is also pretty nasty. So we got 4 Doomed Dissenters as well, a 2-mana 1/1, and when it dies, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Now this actually could have been a bunch of different 2-drops, but I landed on this one for multiple reasons. Number 1, Jadar's legendary, so it doesn't work well with Reflection and Jaxis. Tenacious Underdog, I really considered, but I do think that extra zombie token is going to come in handy when we're sacrificing things to the spider constantly, or even just sacrificing our own harvester to use its ability. Having that 1 extra creature on the board is probably going to be excellent over something like a Tenacious Underdog blitzing back, for example. So yeah, Doomed Dissenter, huh? Just a common card here. What else do we got in here, guys? We got 1 Gloomshrieker. So it's a 3-mana 2/1 with Menace, and when it enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, and then if it would die, exile it instead. This is pretty solid, man. Just like, you could totally bring back a Fable of the Mirror Breaker with it, but it's a permanent. It doesn't even say non-land permanent, so if you ditched some land earlier to the discard ability on Fable, for example, you can always just grab a land, bring it back to your hand, and play that land. Gloomshrieker is pretty sweet, huh? Then of course you can copy it with Reflection or Jaxis to get that ability again, which is awesome. Did I go over Karn Sylex yet? I don't think I did. This is a 3-mana legendary artifact. Karn Sylex enters the battlefield tapped. Players can't pay life to cast spells or to activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Another reason to not play Tenacious Underdog, right? And then for X, you can tap it, exile Karn Sylex, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less, activate only as a sorcery. So this is our choice board wipe for this deck. And this could easily be like a Brotherhood's End or something like that, but I do think the mana base is already going to be pretty greedy. For example, a turn 2 Harvester is probably not going to happen too often in this deck, but I mean, maybe. I did think about the mana base for quite some time, so hopefully I landed on something good over here. Either way, Karn Sylex will hopefully help us out against soldier builds. Maybe we'll break the curse of Azora soldiers today. We'll see, huh? On the top end of the build, guys, we got 4 Workshop Warchiefs. This is a 5-mana 5/3 trample. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life, and when it dies, you create a 4/4 green rhino warrior creature token. Then it also has a blitz cost of 4 and double green if you really need that late game hasty creature, which comes in handy against things like control and stuff like that, right? Okay, that's everything, guys. We got a ton of life gain in here between March of Wretched Sorrow, Skyfisher Spider, and the Warchief, which is pretty awesome. Like I said, every creature in the deck is going to be excellent to copy with Jaxis or Reflection. Even like a simple thing, like a turn 2 Dissenter into a turn 3 blitzed out Jaxis copy Dissenter is actually just pretty solid. Jaxis is actually one of the reasons why the mana base is pretty greedy, because if you are doing that on turn 3, then the Blitz has a red source, and then the ability has a red source as well, so you're talking double red early on from the Troublemaker, as well as discarding a card. Speaking of which, yeah, filtering through the deck with Jaxis happens to be pretty good, so maybe you don't need a Karn Sylex against, like, you know, a control deck or something, something like that, or a cut down, for example. Maybe there's nothing to hit on the opponent's side with a cut down, ditch it to the Jaxis, copy a Dissenter. Just helps you filter through the deck quite nicely, honestly. Of course, in the mana base, guys, we are rocking the 4 Proving Grounds. That's going to be essential. All of the legendary lands, which are going to come in handy, of course. And then, like I said, I thought about the mana base for a little bit, so I thought about the dual lands. Hopefully I landed on something. It looks pretty ridiculous, though. Some honorable mentions, guys. Bankbuster, it's going to be good in pretty much any mid-range build, so I just couldn't find room for it this time, and honestly, in this particular deck, I don't think it would do too much anyways, but trying to keep up with other mid-range builds is going to be tough sometimes. Sheoldred also doesn't fit like the theme of like Jaxis copying things and Reflection, but it's just so powerful that you have to consider it, especially when the deck can easily play it, right, when we have 25 mana in here. Okay, that's that, guys. Hopefully I went over the deck well enough. It's going to be a pretty simple one. We're trying to get our engine rolling and get our creatures out there and then start copying them. Pretty simple. And of course, we're trying to keep the opponent's creatures off the board. Things like Karn Sylex too, like when we're destroying each non-land permanent, hopefully it doesn't hit us as hard since we're not rocking like the Bankbusters, so we're not going to lose them to the Sylex or anything. And then when we end up losing our creatures, hopefully we're getting something back in return with like maybe the zombie off of Dissenter or the 4/4 off of the Warchief and stuff like that. Or maybe we can just eventually bring it back, something important back with like a Gloomshrieker, for example. So yeah, either way, enough rambling, huh? Let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. Right into that first game, guys. Took like 2 seconds. That is awesome. Alright, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? I've been seeing a lot more mono blue recently. Yeah, good hand. Alright, let's do this. Probably Haunted Ridge. I don't think it really matters what we play here, as long as we get an untapped black source. Oh, I mean, no, Haunted Ridge so we don't take damage from the wastes. Yeah, that is definitely the play there. Delver, oh no. Okay. Well, we have to anticipate whatever our 3 mana card is going to, or we have to anticipate an instant counter spell for the Fable. Yeah, they flip the Delver, okay. So, right. I guess we'll start with the swing, since we can't block in the air anyways. Something like a Fading Hope on the Dissenter isn't that great, but a Fading Hope on the 2/2 is pretty good. But they definitely want to counter this. Yeah, I guess we'll get a counter spell out of their hand. It's a great counter for the opponent. Woo! Woo! Fable hits the board, guys. Oh my goodness. I wonder if their thought process is, yeah, we have the Fading Hope for the token, so you can have your Fable for now. That's pretty important, though, because this lets us filter. Delver number 2. Okay, I'd say we can successfully ditch the Sulfurous Springs, since we don't want to take more damage than we have to, if it ever comes down to that, right? And I'd say I like having the 5 mana in hand, but we'll probably draw more, and we're about to ramp with the Shaman swing too. Well, unless they Fading Hope right away. This is fine. Get some land out of here, see what we see. A couple extra Spideys here, okie dokies. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. Alright, we will full swing, let them Fading Hope the 2-2. And they want to do this before we swing so that we don't get the treasure. Either way, we still swing with the Dissenter because I doubt they block with the Delver. And then also, we might be able to successfully play the Spider if they only have one eye. Oh, they're letting us swing. Nice, get that treasure. Nice, we might just go Warchief? Nah, see, they're keeping 2 open. I don't like that. It means it's probably going to be a counter. Well, we'll try to get rid of the Delver here, but this has to be a counter spell. Since they let us have this. Yeah, Essence Scatter, okay. Delver flips. It does not. Okay, that's good. That's excellent. And they still have their Fading Hope. 4 mana is a lot of mana. We really do have to anticipate a counterspell every turn, so... Reflection's about to hit. They still have 3 mana available here. Honestly, I guess ditching both of the land was... Oh, they tap out! They tap out, guys. Oh man, where do I even start? Like, Warchief would be excellent here, but we gotta kill the Djinn now for sure. Who Endures is probably going to come down as a land, I would say. I don't know if there's a lot of targets for the Who Endures in a deck like that. I'm just going to play it as a land. Have that extra mana. Yeah, I guess we do this now. Get rid of the Djinn. Because it's not like we can swing in with that 1/1. The Djinn blocks perfectly, so... Oh, they flipped the second Delver this turn, though. Yeah, we are in some serious trouble, guys. I'll tell you what, though, they're looking at that Reflection and that Spidey there, so... Next turn, we might not have to play anything. Well, we might be able to Reflection the Spider, ditch the 2/2, hit the Delver. This has reach. Alright, I'll take the 6. Here's why. Here's why. If they have nothing and we accept the trade, sure, we take 3 less damage now, but then we don't have the Reflection and the Spider next turn. See, they go Impulse, look for some removal, and if they find like a Fading Hope to hit one of these... Okay, March of the Wretched Sorrow is huge. We need that life gain. So we're going to start with the Reflection on the Spider. GG opponent, let's go, guys. Yesterday's video, guys, I went up against 2 mono blue decks, and in the second match it was kind of my fault that we lost. I kind of did a terrible play, or more so it was what I didn't play. I kept something in my hand when I shouldn't have, so feels good to get a victory here. With like the actual like, this is what the deck was supposed to do, which is awesome. Woo! Feels good, guys, feels good. All right, let's go into the next one. I'll tell you what, man, yeah, that once that Spider's on the ground and you got the Reflection and everything else out there, that is just a disgusting combo. And the Doomed Dissenter showing its just power over something like a Jadar there or something, you know? Because if we didn't have the... Yeah, I don't even know. Like, we still had that Reflection on the board, too, so, like, an early counterspell for that Fable would have completely changed that match. Uh-oh. Alright. Hear me out. We got 25 lands total in the deck. So there's 23 lands over here. Yeah, no, we can't do it. We can't. Oh, no. Alright, let's mulligan. Okay, now we don't have a black source. Oh no. Oh no. But hey, If we keep the double red and the Jaxis, then we do have a way to filter through our hand. We had like... We can't go down to 5, can we? No, I think we have to try this, and at least Tear Asunder could hit an artifact or an enchantment. I like keeping the Skyfisher more here since we have a... Well, I don't even know, guys. I don't know. A couple bad hands in a row there. We're gonna have to see something amazing, probably. So we have the Tear Asunder in hand. It's probably safer to just go the Who Endures this turn. I mean, we could blitz it down now and start the filtering process. Or I mean, yeah, Jaxis comes out, and when it dies, we get that card draw off the blitz. You know what? We better do that. It's not like we have a creature out there to copy next turn anyways. We better do this right now. See what we draw. Okay, we did see a land, which isn't terrible. It's not the black source, but the majority of land in the deck has black mana in it. So yes, there we go. Okay. Right, we can't play anything this turn, but at least it's something. Yeah, we better get that down. We have the Tear Asunder available, but it doesn't look like it's going to come in handy until next turn against like a Beast Caller. Which for 4 mana, exiling is pretty good. What is this targeting? Exile target artifact or enchantment. What are we, Why is this letting me play this? I thought we would need a target. Am I crazy, guy? Do I just not know how to play Magic anymore? Like, there's been so many things recently where I'm just like, wait, that's how that is? Am I missing something? Maybe it's like open because the game doesn't know if I have the ability to pay the kicker cost, maybe? So it would be like the non-land permanent instead. They're going to go ahead and swing with that. Again, Tear Asunder is just like here. Double checking to make sure it's not like an enchantment creature or something fancy like that. Kodama gets him some ramp, and I am officially terrified. Okay, another Spidey. No creatures on the board right now, though. We have pretty bad hand overall. We're probably going to have to exile the Beast Caller. But if we go like Crucible, have a couple 1/1s on the board, then the Skyfisher Spider can start to clean this up too. We'd rather exile the Beast Caller though. We're going to do it on our turn in case they're rocking the Tamiyo Safekeeping. As much as I would like to wait, the last few times I played Mono Green, I made sure to include Tamiyo Safekeeping because of the ridiculous amount of removal. And so it seems better to do that while they're tapped. Oh, buddy, the Karn Sylex would be good against this one. Next turn we can get Warchief on the board, which does block the Kodama well, but I think we're in trouble, guys. This Mono Green deck looks awesome. Okay, that's good. We get to keep the Crucible in hand. And unfortunately, if they just have like anything to buff that Kodama above the Warchief, then it no longer trades. We're at 11 right now. I think Warchief has to come down. We're back up to 14. Warchief is just solid in general. These have trample too, so like the extra damage from Kodama would still go through if we do get the trade-off. And it still could be like a Tamiyo Safekeeping too, so like they could keep this Kodama nice and safe. And even if we see the Karn Sylex, we won't be able to activate it until next turn, so that is a downfall of the Sylex, of course. The Foundry hits the table. Ulvenwald Oddity. Oh my goodness. And a tracker, because why not? They have so much mana. Holy cow. Alright, we're trading. Get that Kodama out of here. We're taking 2. We're getting a 4/4. I'm surprised they did just full swing there, because we're so low. We get a 4/4 if we drop. Yeah, they're still getting some ramp, so thinning out their deck is huge for them as they can continue to find more and more creatures off the top. Proving Ground is not great. I'd hate to ditch a 4/4 warrior just to take care of one of these, you know? And we're at 12 right now, so I think Crucible is probably going to be the play here. Just to chump their biggest things that don't have trample. How do you guys feel about that? And then if we only chump one and maybe trade with a 4/4, if we can survive, we can use the other 1/1 for the Spider's ability. I don't mind that. Let's give it a shot. I'm not sure there's actually going to be a way through here, so... Because they can... Oh, yeah, now they can power up Foundry and... Oh, yeah, why not just power up Oddity at this point? That gives everything trample. So our plan... That's right, yeah. Oh, watch out for the Ulvenwald Behemoth, guys. Woo, buddy, it gives everything haste too. GG opponent, man. It's hard to not be happy when you watch Mono Green just run away with the game. It's hard to not enjoy that. So, good game. Good game, opponent. So, what would have been the play then? I guess Skyfisher Spider that turn to take out the Oddity, since we knew they had a ton of mana. We knew they had the mana to transform this. It's just I wasn't even thinking twice about it, so... Yeah, that would have been the play. We would have still had a Spider on the board to block, but even then, I don't think this was our game. I think that was the opponent's game for sure. Especially after the mulligan too, where we didn't have too much, and we weren't seeing too much of our removal too. Other than the Spider, of course, but... An early way to get rid of Kodama would have been a huge turn for us, right? Just like a go for the throat to hit the Kodama. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, at least we have all 3 mana colors here. Early removal too. I think this is fine. A ton of stuff to draw into. Even if we just see mana, we're relatively satisfied with seeing mana, because getting the Warchief down on turn 5 is... essential in a lot of games. Banded Mire, not bad. Okay. Some potential control from the opponent over there, which is not great to see. Gloomshrieker doesn't hit anything. I'd much rather actually get this to activate, but honestly... Yeah, it would probably just die to a cut down right away anyway, so it's better just to keep our removal open, even though it looks like the opponent's probably not playing many creatures. Probably rocking some bank busters and stuff like that. Liliana? Huh. Okay.
And I don't appreciate it when people touch my things.
So...
Don't overthink things.
I guess... one of the Warchiefs is fine, because we can bring it back with the Gloomshrieker. I'm trying to think if we want to use the March and the Cut Down to do 4 damage to the Liliana right now. Or if we just want the Liliana to be able to do stuff for a couple turns. Like take out our Gloomshrieker. Yeah, I don't think using 2 cards on the Liliana right now is the best bet. So I'm going to hold back. Krister's pretty good. At least it's a creature, right? Alright, so how we're doing this... We're gonna go Gloomshrieker now. Get that Warchief back to our hand. And then if they go plus on the Liliana, we'll ditch the same Warchief. We have the cut down open. If they go -2 on the Liliana just to hit our Gloomshrieker, that's not really, like, that great. And then this is at 2, and then we'll be able to march the Wretched Sorrow it. They go for the discard. We could also go Bloodtithe Harvester, but without a guaranteed 5th mana, having the double Warchief probably isn't the best bet. Just in case we want to actually play Harvester or something. Plus, Harvester has that black mana in it, so it works with the March of the Wretched Sorrow too. It's going to be a cut down for the Gloomshrieker. How are we going to get rid of this Liliana, guys? Because we could have used the March. We could have. We still can. It hits for 3, and then we get rid of, like, the cut down. But now they have 2 open for, like, a make disappear. Oh, crap. Maybe I should have hit it. Maybe. Maybe I should have hit it. Do we try it? I don't think so. I think we'd be walking right... Oh, it's Grixis. They're rocking Grixis, guys. It's definitely a make disappear then. Let's go Bloodtithe Harvester. It didn't stick at all. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, well, hopefully... Let's read this -6 again. We actually don't get to see it too often. Separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in the pile of their choice. They gotta go for the throat for the Harvester. Okay. Luckily, the -6 on the Liliana isn't gonna be that terrific. But still, the pluses here really know how to lock us down. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of the cut down. Also, the opponent's missing mana. Tenacious Underdog. Let's see if we can... Ooh, Karn Sylex. Man, I'm terrified of a make disappear, but now that they have 3 open, it could be like a dissipate or... Ooh, it lands. Okay, that's good, because now if they -2 with the Liliana, we get a 4/4, and then we can swing, take care of the Liliana. So they probably go plus again, but if they do that, they need some other form of removal for the Warchief before it starts gobbling up the Liliana. Not like they need to keep this alive or anything, but it's just like... That's my thought process on the matter. They go minus. They go -6. Oh my. Oh my. Well, let's see how many lands we get to keep. Because they get to completely separate this however they want. So yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I definitely should have taken out this Liliana earlier with the March. So 3 lands without a green source and the Warchief gets to stay. Or 2 lands. I like how they separated this. That's pretty smart. That's pretty... I like that, opponent. I'm going to keep the Warchief around. How do you guys feel about that? No green source? We'll find a green source eventually, right? Sacrifice pile 1. Wait, that's the pile? Wait. Wait. I want to sacrifice pile 2. Sacrifice pile 2. Sacrifice. Okay. Okay, yeah, see. So, okay, another Warchief is actually terrible. Let's attempt to swing here. And let's get the Sylex on the board. Maybe this one Warchief can carry us to victory. Okay, they found their red source. We found a green source. This is huge. We should play it as a land for sure. For sure. Down to 10. They are missing some removal here. Maybe the March of the Wretched Sorrow will take care of their Bloodtithe Harvester when it comes down here. Anything? Like, they want to get like a blocker down, and if we march... get rid of their blocker. I'll tell you what though, Sheoldred, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, guys. Might be a Karn Sylex for 4 next turn. Xander's Lounge open. Another Warchief, is that all of them? Is that all of our Warchiefs, guys? What on earth are these draws, man? Oh my goodness. Oh my, it would be pretty good if we still had the mana to do it. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less. So, Karn Sylex for 4, swing with Warchief. I think that's the best bet. It seems a little janky, but... like, we have to anticipate a second Sheoldred, and... okay, yeah, GG opponent, nice! Nice, we both had interesting draws there. I think we got a little lucky. where they weren't seeing their mana. Like, Grixis is pretty gross, man. And they weren't seeing, like, I thought it was a Dimir deck for the longest time, so. Very nice. So far, so good. I like it. The draws have been a little bit weird, but overall, I think it's been fine. Might have time for one more since this is a mid-range deck, so the games take a little bit longer. We'll see what we see here, huh? Maybe this is more mono green. That would be interesting. Good hand. I like it. Okay, no turn one for the opponent. And for us, I guess. Feldon. Okay, sweet. Do we take care of the Feldon right now? Or do we go Doomed Dissenter? Either way, it's probably going to be Fable next turn. Let's probably take care of Feldon right now with the cut down. Chandra, okay. Okay, a couple good turns for the opponent for sure. They have 1 mana open. Nope, they're not going to use it for anything, so let's get that cut down rolling. And the Chandra is pretty scary, but once that Skyfisher can come down, we can take care of it, clean it up nicely. Also, Tear Asunder can exile it as well. But yeah, that little bit of ramp. What we might end up doing... Well, we'll swing with the Goblin Shaman first if they let us, right? They might burn it right now. So if they do end up doing that, we might just go Tear Asunder next turn. Instead of trying to line up something with like the Doomed Dissenter. They found a play with fire with the ability. Nice! A second Feldon comes down. That's pretty scary. Karn Sylex. Honestly, might be too slow for this game. Just keeping our spot removal rolling is probably a little bit better. I think we ditch it. I like keeping both spiders here. Ditching the Karn Sylex seems super sketchy though, doesn't it? I'm actually gonna decline. Yeah, I'm gonna decline because it might completely halt their next turn and we might be able to just destroy the Feldon and the Chandra. We're gonna be taking some damage here, guys, but like, they might not play anything now that we have the Sylex on the board. I was gonna say like, yeah, simple spot removal might be able to do it, but man, we had a lot of options there. Oh, this could be a deck that runs Abrade, too. We have been seeing a lot more Abrade, but not so much in mono red aggro. Woo, buddy, I know that feeling. Let me tell you, hitting the land off the Chandra ability, I know that feeling. Yeah, so like I said, we were able to kind of halt their turn, and now we're going to clean up the Chandra and the Feldon here. But I really don't want to lose the Reflection either. Huh. Maybe we let Feldon through one more time, go Tear Asunder, and see how long this Karn Sylex can hold them up. Getting Doomed Dissenter down this turn wouldn't be too bad either. Because we could do this for 3, wipe everything, get the Doomed Dissenter down, and set up the Spider. But I like having Reflection's the problem. But there's so much burn. Too many options, guys. Too many options. I'm gonna keep the Tear Asunder open. Actually, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it right now since we don't want them to actually get the plus on the Chandra next turn at all. And then we can always Karn Sylex for 2 since Reflection is a 3 mana creature. Yeah, because the Saga is 3. Actually, I don't know what mana cost is Reflection. I have no idea right now, guys. Oh, nice. We saw mana, which is excellent because now we can go Doomed Dissenter here. And then we'll go... See, we have the Reflection too if we wanted to do something fancy with blockers, but I'd much rather take care of the Feldon with the Skyfisher Spider right now. Get that set up, get the ball rolling with Reflection. So the best bet would have been to... they still could, but... Yeah, would have been to burn the Doomed Dissenter so that way we just had the zombie token to sacrifice, because now next turn we still have the zombie token, but they could burn that too. Okay, Skyfisher Spider number 1 is out of here, and we're going to take that action for sure. Gain 2 life is huge for us. And at this point, we're going to swing with Reflection, because why not? This is anyone's game easily, guys. Easily anyone's game. This could, like, we know that mono red can really just pile through the damage when they need to. Mechanized Warfare, that's a start, right? Oh, man. Yep, and the festivities. Like I said, anyone's game. Tear Asunder's a huge draw for us. Even though Karn Sylex can hit the Warfare too, I mean, we got to just go for it, man. Tear Asunder, get that Mechanized Warfare out of here. Now the question is, do we play the Spider even though we're not hitting anything? I think the answer is yeah. We get something on the board, it has reach, so like a Phoenix doesn't do anything, and like, yeah, if we keep it in hand, then a Lightning Strike can't hit it, but at least whenever they start getting more permanents out there, we have the Sylex as backup. At this point, guys, like, yeah, getting the blocker down, see, that's pretty important. So they couldn't swing there. Oh no, more land. Dude, we don't want to see that. I'm going to keep it in hand because of Jaxis. Jaxis's ability you need to discard, so... Squeeze perfect because... Okay, they must have got more land too. That's good news. Yeah, Squeeze perfect for them because once we kill it, they have so many cards in their grave to get rid of, bring back the Squeeze, so it can really help them start to see more. Okay, we're going to do Blood Token on our turn. Keep Harvester as a blocker instead of something to remove their creatures. Skyfisher Spider's pretty decent. Don't have the mana for it now that I got rid of my mana, but that's fine. Yeah, we still need blockers. Being at 11, we're kind of not safe. Crucible, nice. Get some spirits on the board. Is it bad that I'm kind of rooting for this mono red deck to make a comeback? Is it bad, guys? Oh, we'll trade with Stormseeker for sure. I don't know about the Squee trade though. I don't know about the Squee trade since they can bring it back so effectively. We'll block here and take the 3 for the turn. And then we're going to hit the Stormseeker by dropping Spider, getting rid of Harvester. Ooh, Proving Ground. Not great, guys, not great. We do have this as backup. Like, I could do this at any time, but I'm feeling like we don't have to, and so... Like, the double Spiders blocks really well. But being at 8, though... Okay, we're going to keep Proving Ground. Same concept with the Jaxis. Yeah, man, we're not safe. This is scary business. Taking that extra damage was pretty scary, too. Down to 7. Full swing. Oh, whoop. Okay. Okay, oh, March of the Wretched Sorrow. Right, well, Karn Sylex for 3 is probably the first thing we do, and then we just keep March. Even though it was nice having this on the board, keep the March open, and I'm still probably going to keep the Proving Ground here. Now the question is, are we safe enough to swing with one of these? Probably. And then we keep the other one for the blocker if they bring Squee back. But then also we have March for 2. But I kind of want to March for everything, get the maximum amount of life gain. So they have 2 mana here. They got the Squee back on the board. Oh, second March. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So X is 5, submit 0. Doing this on our turn, so we can get a successful swing without a trade, like with a burn spell in their hand. Now that we're back up to 12, we are going to just full swing. Down to 9, and I'm still going to keep the Proving Ground in hand. Again for the Jaxis. They bring Squee back again, they do get a swing, but I'm feeling much more safe now that we're back up to 12 from the March, so... Yeah, March is disgusting, man, and then we drew 2 of them. That is just, yeah, that's a lot. So they can still bring Squee back here, get an extra damage off the Chandra, and then, like, have a Play with Fire in hand. So, like, if they had, like, their Mechanized Warfare, this would have been, whoo, buddy, that would have been so much extra damage. Okay, down to 11. We have 6 on the board's the problem. Who endures? I'm actually going to keep that in hand now, in case they get another Warfare. I'd like to rotate this out. We probably hit the Squee again, for X is 5, and then a full attack Chandra. Because we're going back up to 16, and at this point they actually might concede. We'll see, though. They do not. They are letting us play this out, and we're going to keep the Who Endures in hand and get the Proving Ground on the board. Yeah, GG, opponent. GG. The second March of the Wretched Sorrow is disgusting, and our removal just did so much this game. That was epic. Karn Sylex was awesome, too. Oh, buddy, what a great last game. Nice. I was kind of rooting for Mono Red to find a way back from that, but we had just like so much utility overall. Getting some quests done as well. Let's go. Okay. Let's go ahead. Go over the deck one more time here. Jund Midrange. This is a deck. Yeah, this is a way to build Jund for sure. It actually feels quite powerful, doesn't it? I could see potentially ranking up with it. Maybe, kind of, sort of. I always bring it up, I don't really like the whole ranking up system overall, and so I don't like sitting down and just grinding out the wins, but if I did, then this would be a deck that I would consider for sure. What would I change? Maybe drop down to 3 Skyfisher Spiders? 4 seemed like a lot sometimes, and you could find room for something else, and honestly, March of the Wretched Sorrow was beautiful, and like, each of those games that we saw it, right? So maybe going up to 3 of those. So dropping down to 3 spiders, going up to 3 marches. There is a problem with that. Less creatures in the build overall means less targets to copy with Jaxis and less targets to copy with Reflection as well. Doomed Dissenter was pretty sweet. I like it. I wouldn't change it. Unless there's like a card that I'm missing. This is like the best 2-drop that actually generates a token when it dies, right? I don't think I'm missing any cards. So I think that is a great one. Warchief on the top end is good, but again, we might be able to drop this down to 3 and add even more utility into this Jund build. And if you are dropping a spider and you are dropping a Warchief, then maybe find another creature. Like a 2 of another creature could be pretty good. I did like the Karn Sylex. If you're dropping a Warchief and a spider, then you could go up like a second Gloomshrieker too. I do think Gloomshrieker is going to be pretty solid overall. Then what would you do with that last card? It really depends what you're seeing in your meta, honestly. But again, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know if I would change anything, honestly. More testing's required. Let's go with that, huh? What would you guys add or take out? Let me know down in the comments. Somehow I keep forgetting to mention it, but we do have a 2023 sub goal, but we have all year to reach it. It is set all the way up at 5,000. So if you guys want to help us reach that goal, then please consider subscribing because it is much appreciated, my friends. Okay, that's that, huh? Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, mainly because it's nice to win sometimes. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.